What do Kim Jong-un, Kanye West, Donald Trump, and Michael Jackson all have in common? Well, they're all part of the almost 155 million people who visit Disney's theme parks every year. But as you can imagine, you and I are likely to visit Disney's theme parks a little differently than a North Korean dictator or the king of pop. So when a celebrity or public figure decides to vacation at the most magical place on Earth, what exactly has to be prepared for their arrival? Well, like all things Disney, it boils down to money and risk. And whilst the answer is fairly complex, we'll do our best to break it down for you, and even talk about a way that you can get the celebrity treatment yourself if you're willing to fork over the dough. The first step for many celebrities typically is to contact Disney to let them know you're coming. Often, this is done by the public figure's representatives, but the advance notification allows Disney to plan for their arrival and make any necessary arrangements to accommodate their needs. But we say typically because this isn't always the case. Like most procedures, there are some outliers, and some celebrities would rather fly under the radar and remain anonymous. Take, for example, North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, who reportedly visited Tokyo Disneyland back in 1991 using fake Brazilian passports obtained from an embassy in Prague, which listed Kim Jong-un as Joseph Pak from Sao Paulo. They're not the first public figure to try and enter a Disney park anonymously, and they certainly aren't the last, because the whole point of going anonymously is to remain, well, anonymous. There are probably countless celebrities who have done the same and have never been caught. Michael Jackson was known to have many disguises which allowed the King of Pop to visit the parks in relative peace. And online you can find plenty of images of celebrities roaming the parks peacefully without being mobbed by thousands of people. Of course, for every person who goes anonymously, there are others who show up with their entourage without notice and then get annoyed at the parks for not preventing them from getting mobbed by guests. This is why most celebrities will let Disney know they are coming, as if they are famous enough they will receive the true star treatment, possibly even for free, or at least for a trade-off of a few social media posts about their day. A Disney VIP tour is a purchasable product that gets you unlimited front-of-the-line access to attractions and a personalized tour guide to lead you and up to 9 of your closest friends around the theme parks. These tours are often given to celebrities for free, but if you have deep enough pockets, you too can experience the VIP experience for the small fee of up to $900 per hour for a minimum tour of 7 hours, and park tickets are not included. However, if someone is famous enough, Disney may provide them not only with the regular VIP tour free of charge, but may also give them the exclusive next level service where they get around the park through backstage areas or the underground utilidor service, enter rides through the exit, can give the ride again sign to go back around without ever leaving the ride vehicle, and even stop all regular guests from riding for a certain period of time to stop the chance of them interacting with anyone from the general public, because frankly that would be terrible. This level of tour is not available for purchase, and will only be offered to people deemed by Disney as so famous that they will have a projected impact on the regular park operations if they are seen out and about in the park with regular guests. If the guest is of this high of a profile, Disney is worried that walking freely around the parks could be a security risk to the celebrity, other guests, or cast members, as well as a general risk to crowd flow and movement around the parks. The parks ultimately want their esteemed guests to feel pampered, and have for a particularly long time. When Walt Disney was working on the 1964 New York's World's Fair, he noticed the many numerous VIP lounges that allowed organizations and promoters to wine and dine their guests. This inspired him to do something similar within his Disneyland theme park. Originally, Walt Disney hosted VIPs in the lounge of the Red Wagon Inn restaurant at Disneyland, but eventually the number of VIPs grew to be too large for the humble space to handle. When New Orleans Square was planned, a purpose-built VIP lounge would be included on the land's second floor, known as Club 33. While Club 33 was originally intended to host only invited guests, when it opened on June 15, 1976, 6 months after Walt Disney's passing, individual memberships were also offered. Countless celebrities and VIPs continue to wine and dine at Club 33 to this day, with notable rumoured members including Mariah Carey, Rebel Wilson, Neil Patrick Harris, and Tom Hanks. Whilst membership is open to the public, there is an estimated 14-year waiting list, and fees can go as high as $50,000 every year. If you're not willing to pay that much every year, Disneyland offers a similarly pricey one-off dining experience known as 21 Royale, priced at $15,000 at a maximum capacity of 12 guests. We've done a video on this experience before if you want to find out more. Just last year, several members of the cast of the Haunted Mansion were spotted being wined and dined on the balconies above New Orleans Square around the same time they participated in a stunt which saw them surprising guests as they pretended to be Disneyland cast members in the Haunted Mansion. As we mentioned before, sometimes Disney asks for a little bit in return for all of the pampering.
But before we get back to that, I've got to let you know that this week's episode is sponsored... Wait, who are you?
I am the Great Magical Spoon, and I have the mystical ability to make anything disappear with simply a touch.
Oh, really? Well, what about my framed photo of Michael Eisner doing the A pose? Whoa! Okay, this one's really difficult. What about the Halcyon Galactic Star Cruiser? Nobody could make that disappear. Whoa! But I know something you definitely can't make disappear. My cravings for wholesome, high-protein cereal with zero sugar.
That's right, you too can make those cravings disappear with Magic Spoon cereal. With no artificial flavors, 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 to 5 grams of net carbs in each serving, Magic Spoon is no illusion. The variety pack can even make your indecision disappear, as it comes with 4 delicious flavors, including fruity, frosted, cocoa, and peanut butter.
Wow, Great Magical Spoon, that's a great variety of flavors. And my favorite, of course, has to be cocoa.
So click the link below to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use the promo code TIME at checkout to get $5 off any order. Or go to magicspoon.com/time. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. So click the link below or scan the QR code on the screen and use code TIME for $5 off. Or go to magicspoon.com/time to save $5 today.
And now, back to the... Wait, Spoon, what are you doing?
When you have such high-profile figures visiting your parks, you need to consider their security, and Disney takes its security very seriously. The total annual attendance for Walt Disney World alone in 2024 was estimated to be around 58.8 million guests, or approximately 160,000 visitors per day. If Disney wants to maintain those numbers, then people visiting the parks need to feel safe. There are multiple secured checkpoints to get into the parks, with bag checks and metal detectors. Local police will often roam the grounds outside the parks, and their presence is certainly made known whenever there are big crowds. Disney is known to keep records on all of their guests, and even does background checks if you have a suspicious history. They have entire teams dedicated to weeding out potential troublemakers, or those that might be taking revenue away from the parks by stealing, selling fake merchandise, or providing their own private tours that aren't solicited by Disney. We aren't aware of the exact details of their security inside the parks, but that's for good reason. But rest assured that all times somebody is watching you at Disney. There are security cameras, undercover police and security, as well as systems we are not even aware of. There are certain limitations as to what they can use under privacy laws, such as certain biometrics, but whatever they can use, they likely would use. I believe this is partially why so many celebrities enjoy visiting Disney. Despite being pampered, they know they're protected from the crowds, and they can experience Disney's iconic attractions in relative peace with the support of the company. So once everything is planned and prepared and they feel nice and safe, where might a celebrity stay? Well, most of the time, VIPs stay in the same hotels that you and I can book, but often in a club-level room or maybe even a wing of the hotel that has been specifically blocked off just for their usage. Celebrities have been seen everywhere, from Animal Kingdom Lodge to the Grand Floridian and the Polynesian Hotel, where the Beatles actually officially broke up. Having Trader Sam's nearby during a rough breakup might not be the worst thing in the world. Now, if they really want to go the extra mile, a majority of Disney's deluxe hotels have special suites filled to the brim with all the luxuries you could ever need. The Disneyland Hotel over in California has suites themed to Adventureland, Pirates, Big Thunder, Mickey Mouse, and fairy tales. Justin Scard has several videos showcasing the suites of the Grand Californian Hotel, where he mentioned that it was left overnight by a friend. We can only assume who that was, but I like to believe it's a rock star living large, considering that at one stage, Justin himself was in a band called The Scard. But these are all options which anybody with enough money can purchase. The upper echelon of stars may be offered the exclusive chance to stay in the Cinderella Castle Dream Suite. That's right, a suite contained within Cinderella Castle, a Walt Disney World. Originally built for the Year of a Million Dreams promotion to give away to regular guests as a magical opportunity, the suite is now often used exclusively for celebrities, which honestly embodies how the whole Disney Parks experience has shifted over the last couple of decades. Katy Perry has had a pizza party in the Castle Suite, Neil Patrick Harris is known to have stayed there, and the rumor is that Justin Bieber was so rowdy it led to celebrities being banned from staying in the suite for a certain amount of time. In recent years, usage of the Dream Suite seems to have slowed down, but every now and then they'll make it available as part of a promotional sweepstakes or as a reward to lucky, hardworking cast members. Given the rapid rise of Disney's theme parks as a cornerstone of American culture, it's no surprise that numerous political figures have made appearances there over the years, including the United States President. Ronald Reagan was at Disneyland's opening, still predominantly known for his acting. Harry S. Truman visited Disneyland in 1957, and John F. Kennedy explored the parks as a senator just 2 years later, in 1959. Many presidents have even given speeches at Walt Disney World, including Jimmy Carter and George H.W. Bush, with the last instance being President Obama in 2012, where it has seldom happened since. In 2019, President Trump was scheduled to appear at a convention hosted by the Republican Party at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, which, given the circumstances, I find very ironic, though the event was postponed and ultimately cancelled, making Trump the first president to miss a visit to the Disney parks since Lyndon B. Johnson. But the president with the strongest ties to Disney has to be Richard Nixon. When Nixon was Eisenhower's vice president, he visited Disneyland in 1955, where he met Fess Parker, the actor who played the popular Davy Crockett. Parker led the ceremony award to give the key to Disneyland to Richard Nixon, which I just find odd that Richard Nixon has a key to Disneyland. In 1959, Vice President Nixon visited Disneyland again for the opening of the Disneyland monorail, where he spoke at the dedication and his daughters cut the ribbon. In fact, he and his family were the first guests to experience this iconic form of Disney transportation. But, as the legend goes, Nixon's Secret Service agents weren't informed about the second lap that his daughters begged for. Imagine if Bob Kerr, who piloted the monorail on that day, recalls seeing the agents seen running down the platform of the station trying to catch up to the now rogue vice president. After the ceremony, Walt invited the Nixon family to join him for lunch in his private apartment over the Main Street fire station, which shows how close their connection was. Just as Disneyland had opened during Nixon's vice presidency, Walt Disney World opened during his presidency in 1971. Richard Nixon was the first sitting president to be featured in the Magic Kingdom's Hall of Presidents. Despite originally being from Orange County, California, Nixon also had a home in Florida, It was from this location that he traveled to Walt Disney World to host a press conference at the Contemporary Resort in an effort to do damage control as the Watergate scandal broke. It was at Walt Disney World when Nixon declared, "I'm not a crook." Just think about that next time you're walking around Walt Disney World. That's where Richard Nixon said those words. Disney ultimately welcomes celebrities, politicians, and public figures to visit their parks. They want to provide them with the best possible experience, as they themselves are providing a luxury product. Just like how companies selling jewelry and perfume will often pay for high-profile stars to be in their commercials, Disney is happy to fork over the cash at their own expense to ensure that those same stars have a great time in their parks, because it's just good marketing. On a grand scale, it costs Disney very little to provide these VIP services beyond the people power required, and the possible free marketing for Disney is invaluable. People trust celebrities more than Disney themselves, so if your favorite celebrity is having an amazing time at the Magic Kingdom, it's not a surprise that you'd want to follow in their footsteps and book a trip for yourself. The allure of Disney's theme parks extends far beyond the general public, captivating the interest of celebrities, politicians, and other high-profile figures. The intricate preparation and personalized services that Disney provides for these VIPs underscore the meticulous attention to detail and commitment to guest satisfaction that the company is renowned for. From taking care of their advance notification to specialized VIP services and heightened security measures, Disney ensures that every aspect of the celebrity's visit is handled with the utmost care and discretion. Fame is not without its downsides. There are reasons why these personal, isolated opportunities are offered, as you and I don't have to consider the possibility of being crowded or heckled whilst visiting the most magical place on Earth. These systems and procedures allow these celebrities to savor a slice of the authentic Disney experience, whilst also providing powerful marketing for the company. Ultimately, Disney's strategy of offering unparalleled VIP experiences is a testament to its brand ethos, creating magical moments for everyone. But what are your thoughts? Would you trade the authentic Disney parks experience for these VIP luxuries? Let us know. We might not be able to reply to every comment, but we read every single one. For Review Time, I'm Dom. Thanks for watching.